Okay, good morning everyone. This is the Diana Wright Show Live. We thank you so much for joining us from around the world and in the United States. We welcome you and we have lots for you. You will see that I'm wearing another one of my t-shirts today. I Love Me, because I Love Me Day is April 30th, 2014, when it's a day for you to love who you are, be who you are, love yourself. Love the way God simply made you to be. And then we will move off. Remember, I told you last week that the word for this year that I want you to digest and keep with you is exceptionalism. When you are exceptional, don't worry about trying to please ordinary people. Just keep that exceptionalism spirit in you. We want to rid you of the spirit of depression. We want to rid you of all the sadness and all the past and all the malice and the hate and whatever it is. Just let's go into this year with positive vibrations, positive messages in your brain that you will talk to yourself. And we want you to function. We want you to take up all those projects that you wanted to do and you did not do. Just go for them. But while you go for them, what I want you to do is to focus in on the thing that gives you the most passion, the most blessing, the most feeling that you are the one to do this thing that you're passionate about. And just reel it in and go to the dimension of being supernatural in your thoughts. Let no one tell you that you can't do something. Just do it. Do it, do it, do it. And what you can't do, God will do the rest. How about that? Wow. Well, last week was quite productive. If you watch the State of the Union speech, you will again embrace the word inequality. But how do we get there? Aren't you tired of hearing the talking and you need to see some action, like right now? Right now, you need to see some action. Some action going. Some action of things happening in your life. You're no longer sleeping in your car. You're no longer doing what you're supposed to do in the wrong faith, but you're doing it the way God wants you to do it. And I'm just offering you everything that I have today. And I need you to go along with me on this journey. Because you see, the underdog just wins sometimes. Think of the Super Bowl. Everyone thought that, the Hawks would take it away. But the underdog won again. So are you feeling like the underdog today? Are you feeling like things are not going right with you? Well, I would like for you now to take up your bed and walk with it. Achieve the things that you want to achieve. Just imagine that the new chair of the Federal Reserve, she wants to be called chair, not chairwoman, Yellen, is 67 years old. So at 67 years old, she's getting the biggest job that you can imagine that someone could get. And she has that job. So, what do you do with that? Are you just telling me that you're going to give up? No, you can't give up. You have to be able to be inspired and do whatever your passion is and pursue it. One goal at a time. Don't be trying to do 10 things at the same time. One goal at a time. And let it be that goal that you survive. All right. So, I'm going to go through some things that I think are quite interesting, some some shortness for words. And I'm going to give you one about SOTU. Of course, that was a word last week. State of the Union. Is it that we're too lazy to speak the full sentence, or we just don't want to be bothered? So, SOTU, State of the Union. All right. Then let's go with POTUS. I'm sure you all know what that is, because when they're just don't want to say President of the United States, they go POTUS. And you're going, what does POTUS mean? I don't know what that means. Okay, but that's what it means. President of the United States. Yes, they don't say the America part. It's just President of the United States. All right. And then we have FLOTUS. Of course, you know that means First Lady of the United States. But the one that truly got me laughing and got me telling everyone about it, on the birthday of the First Lady of FLOTUS. Someone said this, EBYC. And I thought, what the hell did that mean? Well, the First Lady was having her posh party at the White House with all her friends and frenemies and whomever else. But she was only serving dessert. So the EBYC, eat before you come. So I wonder how many of us are going to have dessert parties for our birthdays this year and say EBYC on the invitation. Are you going to be bold enough to say eat before you come? Well, I kind of remember that my grandmother used to say to me, always eat before you go to someone else's house if they're having a party or a dinner, because you just don't know. Maybe when you get there, the dinner won't be ready. Maybe when you get there, the food is not what you thought it was going to be. So you take care of yourself first, and then you go to the function. So EBYC, are we going to be brave enough to have parties that we tell our friends and family and acquaintances? EBYC, eat before you come. Wow, that's incredible. So I just wanted to take those little, abbreviations, if you will. When you don't want to say President of the United States, just say POTUS. And when you don't want to say First Lady of the United States, just say FLOTUS. And when you're referring to the State of the Union, it's SOTU. So too. Oh my goodness. Wow. And we're all complaining about the NSA. But I truly want us to sit back and relax and think about what we're thinking about the NSA. Do you really not think that all the other countries like Germany and England and all those, Russia and everyone else, is not spying on their people? Because if you are, you're living in a world that does not exist. And have you really considered, we're all on Facebook, Instagram, we all search things on Google. So what do you think is happening when you can move from one place to another place and your phone tells you where you are? That's not the NSA that's watching you. Who do you think is watching you? Your smartphone is watching you. Whether you're going to blame Google, or you're going to blame Facebook, or you're going to blame LinkedIn, or you're going to blame whomever, or the NSA, if you will. The hoopla about the NSA does not make sense to me. It really doesn't. Because you have it in your hand every single day, every moment. Your phone knows where you are any time of day, where you go, any state you leave to. So why are we so perturbed about this? Didn't we know that since 9/11 where we were being watched and pursued and our phones are tapped and all that good stuff? So let us keep that in mind when we try to kill the NSA. It is a necessary agency. And it's not just America that's spying. All those large countries that you love to go to, they're spying too. So let's just consider what we have in our hands. And now they have what, Google Glasses, and they have things that you can wear on your hands. And how much do we need to know about our movements? Well, I'm told that if you don't want your phone to track where you are, I just discovered that last week. What you need to do is not just turn the phone off, but you need to take the battery out. And if you have one of those phones that are sealed in the back, I don't know how you're going to do that. Seriously. Because if you have a phone like the S4, how do you do that? You have to have a phone that has the back being able to be coming off to take out the battery. So even if you turn off your phone, I'm told they can still find out where you are. So we just need to take a breath, a deep one too, and not so concern ourselves about what the NSA is doing, but think about what your cell phone is doing to you. That's also part of the process, because we do want the NSA to protect us from terrorism, don't we? But if we're going to complain about every little thing they do, then you're going to have a problem. So let's just rise above that today. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. This is the Diana Wright Show Live. We thank you so much for joining us today. And we're going to take a break and come back to you in just a slither of a moment. We'll be back in just a moment. Remember, April 30th, 2014 is International I Love Me Day. I want you to start thinking about what will you do special for you on that day. Share it with me on Facebook and Twitter. And join the conversation on the Diana Wright Show, Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. We are live. The number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Join the conversation. Like us on Facebook. And follow me on Twitter. Okay, we're back, and this is the Diana Wright Show Live, and I want to explain to people, because a lot of people are having difficulty when they put in the Diana Wright Show in the search engine on Google or whichever search engine you're searching on. It will come up the Diana Wright Show, and then it will come up the promo where you see Laikam Samaj. That's a promo from the shows that we did in Jamaica, that were taped in Jamaica. And then in order to see this particular program live, when it's live, you got to press on the icon that says the Diana Wright Show, not the one that says the promo. Then when you get to that page, you will see, click on live, and then you will see videos. Videos is where you want to go to. You want to go to the videos so you can see all the shows that you've missed or all the shows that you want to share with your friends. And what we do is that we put it up on YouTube, then we put it back on our website, which is dianawrighttv.webs.com. We put it there, and then we can then post it on Facebook so you can actually see it, just in case you're not able to watch it on the website. Because I know, I get it on my smartphone very easily, but some people just seem to be having difficulty. All right? And so just keep that in mind for me as you go about your day today. Also, I truly want to think about those athletes in Sochi and the families that really want to be there to share in the glory of what's going on. Is it safe to go to Sochi or is it not? We're being told it is safe. Some of the athletes there are saying it's safe, but don't come, Ma, don't come, Dad. Stay at home and watch it on TV. So I'm not quite sure who we need to believe. But a big question for me today is, every time I see Republicans fighting against inequality, fighting against the minimum wage, I ask myself this question. And I'm asking you that question today. Are there white people out there who are poor, who collect unemployment, who need the Affordable Care Act, who get Medicare and Social Security and Medicaid? Is it just black people and minorities, Spanish, Indian, Chinese, whatever? What is it? Could someone explain to me? What is it? Are we able to fathom how that works? And keep remembering, please, I want you to remember this, that your Social Security, your Medicare, your unemployment benefits that you do get, you pay into the system to get it. So please don't allow the Republicans and those who are a little crazy in my estimation to tell you that you're getting a handout from Uncle Sugar. Because you're not getting a handout from the government or Uncle Sugar or whatever you want to call the government. You're getting, because if you've worked in this country, you must have paid into Medicare. If you're paying your taxes, I would hope you are. You paid into the system of unemployment insurance and Social Security. So why is it that we keep hearing that, oh, we have to curb this entitlement? It's not an entitlement. We paid into the system so that when you're unemployed, you can go to the unemployment line and get some of that money that you paid into the system. And let no one fool you, Republicans and all of you out there who are wealthy, who are thinking that poor people are all lazy, because that is incorrect. Most of us, including myself, all we need is an opportunity to prove how good we are at something that we're passionate about. Whether it's doing this show, whether it's getting to be an anchor or a correspondent on MSNBC or CNBC or, CNN, maybe Fox. They never want to hear the truth, it seems, anyway. So let us just keep that in mind as we throw things out there about how lazy poor people are. Most people are just about a paycheck away from being homeless, sleeping in their cars and having no food and having to go to the soup kitchen to get their that one meal that I need so badly. It's good to fast. And yes, it's very good to fast and not eat food for a day or so, or 2 or 40 days or whatever, but that is something that you decide to do. But when people are hungry because the food is just not available, the situation is desperate, becomes desperate. It's not the same situation that you deal with when you choose to fast. And do you truly believe that every poor person out there is lazy? I just refuse to feel that, to get that into my psyche, because I don't believe it. I want something, mindsets to be changed, people's hearts to be touched. Stop killing the poor. They already feel bad. They don't need us to remind them that they're poor. They know they're poor. They don't need you to think and want to say that they're worthless or they're lazy, because in their minds they're thinking you're thinking it, so you don't have to say it. Oh, if God was simple like man, what a world this would be. And Mr. Glenn Beck is still apologizing for dividing the nation into hate. Do you believe Mr. Beck or you don't? You be the judge, because he seems very apologetic and very sad when he's giving his apology. But is it just that he wants us to subscribe to Blaze Network, his network? After he's earned so much money from us, from the people watching Fox? Until Fox, I guess, just couldn't take it anymore. So he decides to have his own network now. But he needs you to be a subscriber if you're in the area that it's covered. So now he apologizes. What exactly are you apologizing for? The Tea Party? The placards that they had up that was filled with hate? Or just the fact that you decided that you will use this journey to get wealth, and once you get enough wealth, you accumulate it, you start your own network, and then you say, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't like that word, those two words. I'm sorry. They kind of not work for me, because I truly want to know what you're sorry for. What did you think you did that make you want to say I'm sorry? Wow. So, keep that in mind as you go about your day today and as you go about your week. Because I have something that I want to share with you that I think is really interesting about the things you need to do good for your body. These are some of the things. I'm going to share them with you when we come back. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the Diana Wright Show Live, and we thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back in just a slither of a moment. Back in a moment. Hello, everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are. But there has to be a point in your life, and you will come to that point, where you have to take someone you love to the hospital. But have you ever considered that you could take that loved one, in my case, my only child, to the hospital in a normal state, and then you leave 5 months later, brain damaged, in a wheelchair, without your senses? This is my true story. Deadly Negligence, the book. Available on Amazon and at my website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. I'm asking you today to get a copy. Support my story. Let us get this out there, because this story will captivate you. It will shock you. It will give you hope. It will increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. Thank you for picking up your copy today. And just in case you know Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or Mr. Levinson, let them know this is worth a movie. Thank you. Get your copy today. Okay, we're back and you're watching live, and this is the Diana Wright Show, and we welcome you from around the world and in the United States. As I said before, we will put this up on YouTube, then we'll post it on Facebook, so you can see it there if you missed it, because I know a lot of you are at work and you can't watch the show live. So that's what we do. And just give us until the end of the day to see the show for that day, if you will. We might not post every single show on Facebook, but they will all be at my website at dianawrighttv.webs.com. And you can share your thoughts and ask questions that you want me to raise, especially when I have Dax Dunn on with me on a Wednesday, when we talk about wellness. Are there questions that you want to ask about wellness? Because everybody's talking about wellness these days. Wow, the wellness community has gotten to be huge. Yes, interesting, don't you think? Anyway, I want to talk a little bit before I get to the great things that I have to tell you to keep your body going. Why is it that everyone is just trying to get Secretary of State, Senator Clinton? Why are they trying to hurry her? Let her just take her time. She doesn't have to announce yet. Could we just temper it down a little bit? Is there someone else out there that might we not think about yet? That might just be waiting in the wings to fight against Secretary of State Clinton? Yes, it would be wonderful to see the first female president in 2016. Just like it's historical to see Ms. Yellen, the new chair of the Federal Reserve, is a woman. Oh yeah, and she's 67 years old. So if you're 50 and you're 40 and you're 30 and you're 20, my golly, you have so much time to get to the big job that you want. Never give up. Never lose hope. And just keep loving who you are. Oh yeah. And don't you think that Yellen thinks she's exceptional? Of course she thinks that. Did she work hard to get to where she wants to go? Absolutely. I don't know if she wanted to be the first female head of the Federal Reserve, but somewhere, someplace there, just like when they asked President Obama, did you want to be president all the time? I don't think neither himself or the First Lady, either POTUS or FLOTUS, I don't think either of them had that dream initially. But I'm sure in the subconscious of POTUS, it was lingering there. He might not have shared it with FLOTUS, but it was there. And he got the divine intervention to take him, with our help of course, to where he wanted to go. So what's your dream today? What is the dream that you have in your subconscious mind that you want to bring to fruition and have it function and have you realize your passion and your dream? What is it? Whatever it is, go and take it from under your bed or under your pillow or wherever you have it hidden. Bring it forth and allow it to function. Reel it in, as Bishop T.D. Jakes might say. Because this might just be the year that God wants you to realize all your dreams. But you gotta focus and you gotta work at it. He's not gonna come down and put anything in your lap. He wants you to work and be in the supernatural for the things that you cannot do on your own. Absolutely. So keep that in mind today. I beg you to keep that in mind. So, do good for your body with these things. I'm going to go slow. Because the first one I wrote down is have more sex. And when I read that, I thought about Mike Huckabee and the libido thing. He's thinking that all women, we all have raging libidos, and that's the reason we go out there, we get pregnant, and we have all these babies. Oh, and yes, they're telling me now that I need to have some more sex in order to make my body work the way it's supposed to work? Look at this now. If you have more sex, you will look and feel younger. Okay, men, just take it easy now. It will enhance your sleep. I think it only enhances the sleep of guys. I don't know about the enhancing the sleep of females. But if you're a female out there, just send me a little note on Facebook. Messenger me and let me know. Are you Truly? Having more sleep after you have sex? I thought it was just the guy. It boosts your immunity if you have some more sex. Do you know that sex also reduces your stress? So why is it then that some men seem to have sex and have a heart attack at the same time? How does that work? Okay. It also protects against cancer and protects your cardiovascular health. Did you ever know that having sex could be so powerful? Or is it that they just want us to try to have some more sex? What is it? Okay, we've heard this quite a few times. Even when Dax is on, he keeps saying, eat your greens, your green leafy vegetables, because it helps prevent cancer, actually. So if you were looking at things like kale and spinach and callaloo and arugula and all those green guys, you need to add them, more and more of them in your diet. Now, I have an issue about, fresh vegetables like that, because I do believe that I need to put some heat on them to kill whatever is on there, because it seems like, spinach is always having issues with, salmonella and this and that. So, to be safe, I just kind of steam them just a little. Don't cook them to death now. Just steam them to take that edge off. Because once the heat hits, wow, it's less likely that you're going to catch something from it. So that's my little advice for that. Get more fiber in your diet. Lots of people say, I hate oatmeal, I hate fiber, but they say you need it to make your body function the way it's supposed to function. And my question is, why is it that so many people have constipation problems? Is it that we're simply just not eating enough fiber? But can you get up and eat bread every day? Yeah, they ate bread all the time in the Bible. But do you truly have to have bread at every meal? I know, I think if we do that, we'd be kind of blowing up. So, do we need all that carb every day? We'll find out as we go along with Diana Wright Show this year. You must wear your sunglasses because it actually helps protect your eyes and keeps the dust away. And that is so true, because if you notice, when you wear your sunglasses and you take it off and you look at it, there's particles of dust all over the front. So can you imagine all that dust will be getting into your eyes? Not quite sure how some people who must wear their prescription glasses, well, I guess you get that, transition thing, which I don't like. Because to me, they say it's much better these days, but when I come inside, I want it to be clear instantaneously. And I'm not so sure they've perfected that. I'm told they have, but I'm still questioning that. So, do you know what I do sometimes? I crazily wear my prescription glasses and then put my shades on top of it. And no one knows. I'm just letting the secret out right now. Okay? So, wear your sunglasses and do floss your teeth every single night. I know for some of you it's difficult to do the floss with both hands, but they have the hand flossers that are easier to manage, and they have the other ones that are little that are easier to manage than doing, but the best one, of course, is if you can do it with both hands. And they have all these little things now that you can put in between your teeth and, get everything out and brush properly. Don't forget, you can't just brush in 30 seconds like most teenagers try to do. You need to brush your teeth for a few minutes, I think. Yes. Brush it while you're watching TV. Do something while you're doing it so it doesn't become a task, but you're doing it properly. So you can save your teeth, because the dental costs are extremely expensive. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. So, take care of your skin. When you're buying things for makeup or removing your makeup or shadows or whatever it is, read the labels. And stay away from the ones with all those chemicals that we can't pronounce. The the products that have the least amount of listed ingredients, I would go with those. All right, so keep that in mind. We're going to take another break and come back in just a moment and give you some more of the things that I have on my list that you must do to keep your body functioning the way it's supposed to function. Back in a moment. Remember, April 30th, 2014 is International I Love Me Day. I want you to start thinking about what will you do special for you on that day. Share it with me on Facebook and Twitter, and join the conversation on the Diana Wright Show, Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. We are live. The number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Join the conversation. Like us on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Okay, we're back, and we are reminding you the things that you need to do to make your body function the way it's supposed to function, and of course having more sex was one of them. And the next one here is avoid BPA, and that's simply avoiding canned foods. There's some things that are good in cans, because things like sardines, they say it's good even though it's in the can, tin mackerel, stuff like that. But don't get up every day and live on foods only in the can. The frozen is normally better because they flash freeze those foods, whether it's fruits or vegetables or protein, whatever it is. So it's a little better than eating the canned foods with the BPA. All right? So just keep that in mind. And some of those water bottles that we're using, they have a high BPA level, so you want to check that. High intensity internal training. I know you know what that means, do you? This is another abbreviation, HIIT. And HIIT means high intensity interval training. That is when you run in place very hard until you can't run anymore. That's high intensity. When you ride that bike, that spin bike, until you can't go another breath, that's intensity. So high intensity, the HIIT is what you need for your body. You don't need to be working out for an hour. They say just make that HIIT and make it hard. For 10 minutes, 20 minutes max, and you're good to go. I've been trying that actually, and then they want you to warm up before you exercise. A lot of us tend not to do that. We just jump right into it. But you need to stretch your legs and warm up. Warm the body up so that it can take what you're about to give it. Okay. They're asking you to drink tea. Well, my question is this. If you live in Florida or any warm country, how often are you going to drinking tea? How often you want to do that? I like to drink tea when I feel like drinking tea. I don't want to feel like I must drink tea every single day in order to keep my body good. So that one, I am not so sure. If you live in London, of course, have a cup of tea. Yeah, with some scones maybe. Or some, crumpets. But I don't know about those hot climates, especially women over 50 or women who are going through menopause. When you drink that hot tea, it just escalates them hot flashes. So I am not so sure about the tea. Yeah, drink tea, but I don't, think you should be doing that every single day. If you live in hot climates. If you live in cold places, absolutely. I love me some hot chocolate when I'm in, places where you have the fire on and you have your cup of hot chocolate. Give me that and I'm good and I'm set to go. With marshmallows on top, no doubt. Yeah, don't forget the marshmallows. So, sleep. Sleep. They want you to sleep. Yeah, it's good to sleep. And meditate. Yeah? And do you know they want you to drink water with lemon, but not just water with lemon. They want you to warm the water, put the lemon in, and drink it. That purifies your body. That's easy. That one is easy. So instead of drinking tea sometimes or coffee sometimes, maybe you could just warm the water, put the lemon in, and drink it. And that will do your body good. Yeah, that's what we're told. Well, if you live in California or New York, I just want to let you know that those are the two worst states in the union to retire in. I'm sure you know what it is. It's taxes. So as much as you love California like I do, I truly love California. You should probably only live there unless you're Tyler Perry or Oprah or those people who have endless money. And not to mention New York. Yeah, if you're Jay-Z and Beyonce, New York is good. But New York and California are the two top states they're recommending that you don't retire in. Wow. So if you love California like I do, I truly do love California. I can go to California and get myself lost in it. Because there's so much to do there and so many things and so many entrepreneurs and things happening. And if you want snow, you go to Big Bear. If you want an island, you go to San Diego. If you want to feel like you're in Europe, you go to Santa Monica. Oh, you want to meet and feel like you're in the star realm, just go to Hollywood. There's just so much to do there. I find it to be a state of energy. And entrepreneurs who seem to do well there and would not have done well anyplace else. So I love California. I truly do. My favorite state in the union. Okay, we see that our little friend Justin Bieber is not doing so well. And then I heard him say something even more stupid last week, like he's a 19-year-old, so he is going to get in trouble. Huh? Mr. Bieber, you are 19 years old. You need to get your life in order. Despite the fact that you're a million gazillionaire, you need to obey the law. And why is a 19-year-old taking Xanax? Would somebody explain that to me, please? What could be wrong with Mr. Bieber that he is taking Xanax at 19? He's smoking marijuana. He's doing all these other kinds of things. He's drinking, obviously, in order to get that DUI in Miami. The Bieber mania. Somebody. Well, they said his dad parties with him, so I guess his dad can't speak to him. Can his mother speak to him by any chance? Just grab him by the throat, maybe? No, that would be abuse. So just grab him by the hand and say, come, son, let's talk. Let's check ourselves. Is this really the way you want to be remembered? For egging people's houses? Getting arrested for DUI and resisting arrest in the, cordial way, I guess. Bullying people in Canada? Is that the way you want to be remembered, son? I don't think so. I think you should want much more for your life. And all those teenage girls who are crazy about Justin, you need to check yourselves too. Check yourselves. Embrace yourself. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Cherish that self-esteem and that self-confidence that your parents are trying to drill into you every day. And stop idolizing movie stars and singers and musicians. They're people too. And I know a lot of people are questioning the fact that Mr. Justin Bieber is not a citizen of the United States. He's a citizen of Canada. He has a green card. And why is he being allowed to misbehave and get away with it, basically? But he has a special type of visa for talented people. And unless he commits a felony in the United States, then they can consider revoking that. So, Mr. Justin, take a breath, my brother. Breathe a little and make a conscious decision to stop behaving badly and getting into trouble. It is a farce that 19-year-olds must get in trouble. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Hear me. And I speak to you as a mother, my brother. You don't want to continue to be getting yourself in trouble and doing bad things. And if you have people around you who are not willing to tell you this, fire them all, including your father. No one should be going along with the ride with you and trying to get you to go down the wrong path. They should be guiding you into doing the right thing. So if you're doing this for publicity, it's not cool. Check yourself. So, the Pope, President Obama, and all the guys that were in Davos last week, yeah, they were all talking about inequality. And the president talks about a living wage, raising the minimum wage. $10.10 an hour is still not going to do it, because some of those people who are going to get that income of $10.10 an hour, it still doesn't add up to a living wage. And if we check inflation, it really needs to be like $22 an hour, but most companies would say can't afford that. But I hope all the companies out there will take the advice of POTUS, President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama. Pay your staff what you truly can afford to pay them, and it cannot be $7.25 an hour, because they cannot live on that. A living wage. Let us not continue to kill the poor and think that they're all lazy. Let us pause, and if we are indeed an employer, large or small, be like Costco. Nobody had to tell Costco, I think, to start their workers at $11.10 an hour. And that might not even be enough. But at least there's a light at the end of that tunnel. So let us not wait for the government to tell us to move from $7.25 an hour. Let us think of the people who are at the bottom, the guy who's sweeping the floor in McDonald's or Burger King, the person that's making that burger who could do harm, the person that's making your pizza. Consider them, and let us not forget the waitresses who are getting paid like $3 an hour or $3.50 an hour, some ridiculous number. And they live on their tips, and their salary has not gone up for umpteen years. What kind of people are we? Do we just believe that people who are super rich, who live in Silicon Valley, are the ones who are supposed to strive and be happy, and we don't think of them as lazy? Why don't we consider the fact that they all got an opportunity? Think of Bill Gates. His mother was in a position to help him because she was on the board of all these companies, including IBM. And if you go back and you look at Zuckerberg and you look at everybody else, yeah, there are a few people who pull up their straps and have no education and become millionaires. But most of those people got an opportunity. And even if you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, and trust me, you didn't do it alone. If you think you did it alone, you're wrong. You had to have been given an opportunity and a chance by someone. Somewhere. Somebody had to buy a product in bulk or something. So let us think of not abusing the poor. They already feel bad. We don't need to put them in the earth. And as I keep reminding you, there should be no envy, no jealousy, no malice, and we should learn to forgive, Because when we forgive ourselves, not the other person. God will take care of that other person. You forgive them. And you live with no malice and nothing in your heart. Because bitterness destroys the vessel that contains it. My mother always told me that. So I speak to you from my heart, and I ask you to simply love who you are, forgive those who have hurt you and caused you pain. God will take care of them. Let him fight those battles for you. But love yourself. And remember, April 30th is International I Love Me Day, and that is the significance of these t-shirts. We have them with sleeves. We have them in the wife beater kind of look without sleeve. We have them in white, pink, and black. So go on the website, order your shirt, and get it in time for April 30th, 2014. And don't forget to pick up a copy of Deadly Negligence. You can also purchase that on my website or on Amazon. And I give you blessings for this day and this week. Hope you have a productive week, and we thank you so much for joining us today. Be blessed.